yeah, guys. You all know what time it is? I was just looking at these little imps playing in the pool there behind this window. Nothing wrong going on. Yeah, you know what time it is. I got TNT on me. And I saw this sanguine here. I was making some tools off camera. And I thought to myself, you know, these new ores, I want to try them out to see what benefit they have. And so I'm pulling up stuff like, well, let's see, the hammerhead. And then I noticed there's some extra stuff down here. Sanguine hammerhead, mining speed 2, but durability 120. It has a mining level of manulin. So it is the next step up above cobalt. The only thing is I can't pick it yet. My pickaxe is not strong enough to get it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I do have it. Apparently I do have it from cobalt. But I cannot mine this yet. As you can see from the whale above, it says it's not currently harvestable. So I thought to myself, you know what? Let's try our TNT trick again. Let me just block this up so that it'll stay up there once I detonate it. I didn't bring a lever or a switch or a redstone torch or anything, but a little trick we can do here. Let's put a netherrack in the crafting grid and make a netherrack button. That'll supply our redstone signal. And you know, I'm thinking it might be too close. It might destroy all of it. I hope not. Let's give it a try. And let's see, because I've been mining through all of this, and I've been running into a lot of sanguine. As you can see, there's plenty around. I'm not going to run dry with it. It's almost as plenteous as iron, I guess. Not as much as coal or anything, but yeah, there are plenty. And there, we got one, at least. Let's see how many we got. Yeah, just one. Well, let's see if we can find a bigger vein. Alright, we're back, and I found a pretty good vein here. I went down the hole just a bit. Hopefully there's no lava around. I want to get rid of this first before lava destroys our stuff. That's the first ghast I've heard on this server. And I don't have a bow yet, so I won't be able to see if I can get a tier or anything. Yeah, just nether quartz there. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to place this one above, knowing that I will lose some. But the thing is, I think I have a better reach from above down instead of below up. I think it'd be better. So let's place this somewhere here. And that'll drop down when we want to. We'll place this. Let's see if we can go up a bit. And we'll just do this. Yep. Get far enough away. And hopefully we got something before the lava comes down. Let's see. We got 4 so far. Oh, yes. We got some. We can make a lot of tools with this. And then we can come back for more. Once we do make the tool, the sanguine tool, we'll be able to make pickaxes and other tools that can mine the sanguine. So we won't have to keep using the TNT. We can actually mine this stuff and the next tier after this stuff. Alright guys, we're back. And as I was coming up the stairs from the nether mining area that I was at around 10 or 15 Y level. I ran into some dogs, well 3 of them, and apparently they always drop a tongue because it was 100% each time. And then right on that hallway, right outside the portal, was a wither. And I don't have looting on this sword. It just dropped. I've killed about maybe 2 or 3 wither skeletons so far. And one waiting right outside the portal dropped his head. Very kind of him. So we got some sanguine here. And we're going to need a pickaxe head here. Let's drop this guy down. Looking forward to upgrading my pickaxe. And so, yeah, did I put it on the bottom? I just want to make sure. My OCD. Let's drop this here. We'll save the rest as ingots for the other guys. And I'll probably leave it in a chest and spawn, so they can update their pickaxes if they want to. I mean, if they want to do it themselves, it's not much of a big deal. It's pretty easy to do with the TNT, but yeah, there's probably other ways to do it as well. Alright, so to update, we're going to take our pickaxe and put our pickaxe head on it. And let's see. Okay, so it's already a manual level, but when I place the sanguine, it goes to cobalt level. But here's the difference though. Let's just see. I just want to make sure before I say it. The durability is also going to drop, as you can see. It goes down to 536. The mining speed goes down to half. But here's the difference. Now, you're probably wondering, why would I want to go down to cobalt when I was already at manual? Well, the thing is that after you... Let's see if I can show you here. I'll press shift and we can see... okay, you see where it says haste, luck, mining level cobalt? Well, the next line says mining XP 363 out of 382. We're at 95% till the manual level. When I get to the manual level, there will be modifiers added. We're at Fortune 2 right now also, which is great to have on a pickaxe. You can't get that with TNT. Well, the thing is, when I go up to that next level, it'll be manual level again. So I think it's worth it. I'm doing it. So now we just have to go down, mine about something like 20 blocks or so, and we will get to our next level. Let's see what we can do here. Alright, we are there. I dropped a torch here, but let's check this out. We are at manual level, and we can still go up. There's still more mining speeds that we can add to. Let's see, so what other modifiers were we added with? We have 4 modifiers remaining. This is great. We can add more redstone. We can make it a faster pick. We can add more fortune for the final level of Fortune 3. Or we can add durability or another moss. Well, this is a good pick. I'm keeping it. I made a hammer with an ardite tool rod. It has 2.1 modifiers additional, which just made it to make it a plain hammer. It has cobalt level, but I can go up to manual again if I have the mining levels on it, which will take a while because the durability is so long. But here we have a rapier, and I need some, let's see where it might be. Oh, here it is. I need some moss because we're going to be repairing this automatically with a moss ball. And let's put these back. May need them for something else. Let's put this in here and add a moss ball. I think we have one more modifier remaining. Let's just see real quick. Modifiers. Nope, none remaining. That was it. So, we'll have to kill a lot of mobs with this. 941 mobs, apparently, before we can go up to the next level, which will start adding modifiers like looting and all of that. Maybe some redstone, or actually I will be adding a lot of nether quartz to this. I probably could have done this a better way, but I don't know much about tinkers as well as some other people do. So what I want to do today, this is a special episode because we're going to be working on a blaze spawner, as the title probably shows. What I'd like to do is show you what I did off camera, just so that you didn't have to sit through it, because this is a little bit of work to do on camera, and it's pretty simple. It's not really worth recording. But I made a little bit of a sheep farm here, and as you can see, I've collected a lot. This is after, I'd say, about 22 hours of running. 22 hours, and the way I did it, I've been recharging this. I just started recharging it before recording today. What I do is I place this here, and that gives this power. And I've been manually feeding them, because I don't know what those slots are for the rancher there, but they don't appear to feed them. There is a block by Manufactory Reloaded called the breeder, which you can put the wheat in, and it'll auto feed them. But I don't think this slot does, because as you can see, I just fed them, so that thing wasn't feeding them. So yeah, it seems to be working, and hopefully these guys don't push each other into a wall and suffocate each other. But yeah, all of this seems to be working. I'll collect that XP. I don't mind it. Not too proud. Let's just drop this in the little piggy pool. And so what I'm going to do is build it out of these blocks. Another thing I'd like to do, and this is another thing I may have to do off camera because it's just too long to do it on camera. Let's take our wheel off. I need to combine this with some, let's see how it works. I forget now. Sandy glass is what I need, which is this. 2 glass and 2 sand. So I'm going to have to smelt half of this and then craft the other half alongside it to make this sandy glass. The reason is we're going to be using dark glass just to give a nice visual of what's inside, which are going to be the blazes. And it's particularly nice to have the blazes out in the open with this dark glass, because when you see inside, it has a nice animation. It's very bright where they are, so it should be okay. Now that I think of it, I may not even need dark glass, because the light level for spawning the blazes can be as low as even 13. It doesn't, you know, they will stop spawning at 14 or 15. So as long as I put a roof on it, we should be okay. And I made that sheep farm just for this dark glass, so I may not even need it. Well, let's get the chassis built at least, and then we will decide what kind of glass we'll use. Alright, so what I have here, if I can show you, let's finish this. Oops, had an extra block there. What I have here is just a frame, 11 by 11, as opposed to the 9 by 9 standard size, which is all we need, but the 9 by 9 is going to be encased inside. There's a reason I'm putting this out here and making the entire chassis 11 by 11 by I'm not sure how high yet. This is all being done as we talk, and what I do need for a fact is 3 high area for the spawner, and for space for a future cursed dirt that will go under the spawner. This will keep the spawner active, and then we'll place a DSU under to collect all the goodness while we're not here. Because with cursed earth, if you didn't know, you add a cursed earth under a spawner, it'll keep it active as long as the server is up and running. The player does not need to be nearby. Without that cursed earth, the player does need to be within 16 blocks of the spawner. Now, aside from the cursed earth space that we need under the spawner, I also need 1 more block under it, and I'll explain why after. But until then, I think we're fine. I'm just going to build up now, and then I'll bring you back. Alright, this got a long way to go, so I'm just going to leave this running. And I'll take whatever glass I can get for now and make my way over. We're almost done with this project. This shouldn't take much longer. I got the chassis down. I got the ceiling down. So this is all covered top to bottom. I just need to put the glass to cover the middle parts. Then I just thought to myself, you know what? Instead of this border here, I'm going to change it up just to give it a little bit of flair, because it's looking too drab. Everything is the same color. So I'm going to dress it up with maybe a different shade. In the same style, or the same family of those colors, those little bright, ugly, disgusting lime colors. And we'll pick something else nearby to that. This green looks horrible, and so does this blue. But I think blue goes well with yellow, so we're going to pick something different. So, you see the logic there? I guess I'll go with the green, because that should look ugly enough. We're trying to make it look a little bit ugly, because the thing is, this from the start is not looking very good. So why try to make it look half good? Why not go full bad? That's the way my logic is going here. And so we'll place that there. We'll do the same for down here, just to make things symmetrical. And we will place glass in the midsections when we come back. Not much left but to place this block here. Make sure it's centered. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, so now the glass. And we can place this glass without a builder's wand. We don't have one yet. But as I thought about it, you know, the 13 level has to be at the spawner. And I think all of this is fine. No, actually the 13 level has to be all around. So this overhang on this side should be enough to keep this low. It's not actually the floor, it's the area around it where they spawn. So this has to be at least 13. We may lose some spawn if it's very, very close, but I think we'll be fine because as I've seen it, it's very hard to shut off a blaze spawner without purposefully trying with, you know, energized glowstone or drawbridges with glowstone lamps in them, as I've done in the past. I mean, it's very hard to shut them down even with all those lights on there. And usually what happens is, even if you had lights all around here as they properly should be placed, right below, 2 blocks down, the spawner is usually a 13 level where they'll still spawn. And so it'll reduce the rate, but not a whole lot. So I don't mind. And this can keep running. It doesn't matter. From the spawner down to where the platform will be for collection and killing will be less than 16. But far enough, 8 blocks or more, far enough away from the spawner where the spawner will continue running. Let me explain that for a second real quick. The way this works, if we can make our way inside so you can visually see this, if the spawner were right here, you see this level here at the bottom, 8 blocks away from there, within 8 blocks away from there and all these sides, if there are blazes around, the spawner will stop producing if there are 6 or more. But if you can take the blazes away from that 8 block distance, let's say the 9th block away, then the spawner will turn on again. It'll turn back on again is what I mean. So we want them to be removed as quickly as possible. And the best way to do it is not to have a floor like I put, but just to have them drop down more than 8 blocks and then do a floor. The thing is, I wanted this to look nice because we are at the spawn for this server. So I'd like it to look nice, and I thought, let's change it up a little bit. Let's make a floor that looks a little bit weird. So what I'm going to do is have some conveyor belts going here. The Mine Factory Reloaded kind, not the other block kind. And just, they'll start making their way closer and closer to this hole where they will drop to the killing area. And at the killing area is far enough away where the spawner will continue running. I think that makes sense. I hope you guys understand from the explanation. And let me cover this up. And then we'll take a look around. I think it looks very nice. Alright, let me get some stuff. And I will bring you back when we have a collection method. This hover mode is great. It's very helpful for this particular thing. I wanted to show you something before I move on to the collection area. So I've set up the conveyor belts here so that they'll move quickly to the hole. But if you didn't know, you can add glowstone to the conveyor belts. And as you can see, this one's moving at a different speed. It's actually moving almost twice or even as much as twice as fast as a regular conveyor belt. So I'm going to be adding it to all of these, at least for the top level. We don't really need to do it so much for the bottom levels because we're just trying to get them out of here as quickly as possible. So I will bring you back when I'm ready to do the collection area. I had to make a smelter, an alloy smelter, in order to get the item conduits. I know there are other ways to do it, other item conduits, but since I'm going to be using a vacuum hopper, I think the best connection to it would probably be an item conduit. We could have used BC transport pipes and all of that, but I think this looks sleeker and slimmer, so I'm going to go with the item conduit from Ender.io. I don't have enough ender pearls to make deep storage units, so I went for this sorting iron chest, which we can use for each of the items dropped. I don't know how many we'll need. I'm thinking We may need one for the blaze heads, and then another. Oh, you know what? I think we need a. Yeah, we can actually use this. Let's see. What was the recipe again? No, actually, there's a crafting table. We put this around, and then this in here. Alright, Aaron's setting the difficulty because for some reason when the server was reset, it went to easy, and we noticed that there were less spawns. So we had to set it to hard again. Okay, so everything's good, and we have our conduits. Now, let's see, what else am I missing? I think that's about it. We can go ahead and check on what we've done so far. And then we should be able to actually bring the spawner and set this up to go ahead and start running now. Let's see where I set the spawner. It's been a while since I collected it. By the way, this spawner, the day that I made the nether portal, that very moment I went into the nether and found the nether fortress there. It wasn't like I planted the nether portal near the nether fortress. I was as surprised as everybody else when we went inside and noticed that there was another fortress right there. So I went scouting around and saw the blaze spawner, and I said, we really got it made. I got to get rid of the sand. But let's set the blazes in here. Let me collect this. Woo! Wow, we went really fast there. Okay, so I put glass all around. I don't know if I want to put corners on it. It might look good if we do that. Let me set hover mode. We'll drop this glass and put the spawner down, and then we'll see if this will work. I'm gonna have to make my way out of here. Did I break a hole somewhere? Let's break a hole right here. And also, I could have used a fan to drive them closer, but then I'd have to make the chassis a little bit bigger, the housing of the place a little bit bigger, in order to fit all the fans. And I didn't want to do that with the levers and all of that. I think it looks nicer and sleeker this way. So let's close this back in. Oh, that's where it was. Where's that block? I think I lost the block. The block must be downstairs, and I can hear them running already. So let's see. Oh, we got a spider web here. Now the vacuum hopper probably collected it. Yep, there it is. We'll grab that glass that fell in for some reason, and we'll make our way back up just so we can cover this hole. And now we can go ahead and set this area here. Now I gotta put some spikes here, maybe the diamond spikes so that it's auto killing, and then it'll go over to the conduit. Oop, one of them went inside. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Here they are. Okay, so we'll connect this here, and then it'll make its way across. We'll put the sorting chest down here. I've never used these sorting chests before. This is the first time, so I don't know how these work, actually. Now, where's the other one? Did it go in here? No, it's not in there. And by the way, that blaze powder is because with Botania installed, blazes now drop blaze powder every so often, just like villagers drop their ender pearls. So, let's kill a few and see how these sorting chests work. I don't know how it works. And we'll give some use to this rapier that I built just recently. Let's kill these guys. By the way, as you can see, the spawn or the farm seems to be working just fine. It's sending them down just like I wanted. Alright, so we'll set this to extract always. And then these to insert. Insert here. I probably should have inserted all of them before I started killing, because then it only recognized the first one that I opened before any other. Oh, we have looting bags also that we have to keep account for. Alright, let's try this again. We'll kill a few of them and see how this gets distributed. Alright, blaze rods are here. Where did the other thing go? Nothing else? You know what I could do is just throw the items in there. Let's see if we can do that. The looting, the blaze head, And let's see if it does separate it out by itself. No, it doesn't. Okay, so I got to do something with these looting chests in order to make this work. Let me figure this out. I'll bring you right back. Alright guys, we're back. And I think I understand how to make this work now. You supposedly, according to the mod maker, Dinius, I think is how it's pronounced, he says you shift right click and it'll open up this GUI. Then you place the names of each of the things you want to put in here. This is not part of it, but let's collect some of this and then we can decide what we're going to be putting inside here. Now the blaze rods, that's a definite. The blaze powder and the loot chests. There's going to be different types of loot chests, I think. So let's shift right click and see what we can do about adding. We're going to add a custom filter because I don't think we're going to find the mob drops here. It might be here, but just to get this done quickly, we can set it ourselves by adding this and adding a star. What was the name of it? Alright, blaze rod is, just the name blaze rod is fine. So let's shift right click, blaze rod. Now all we have to do is just that. Anything with ending with blaze rod or beginning with blaze rod in the middle of the word or blaze R is enough to let it know that it's whitelisted to come into here with a priority of plus, a high priority. That'd be fine. So that should work. And the way we'll test this out, let's take another thing. Let's call blaze powder now. Let's set this up for blaze powder. Blaze powder. That should be good enough, I think. A higher priority, whitelisted. That should be good. Okay, so let's kill a few. And let's get rid of everything inside these chests real quick. Just to make sure we're doing this right. And we'll kill a few. Now hopefully we'll get the blaze powder on that third chest. We'll get blaze rods on that first chest. And then I can set the other things like the looting chests in the other chests. Alright, that's a good enough test. Let's see what happens. We got the blaze rods here. We got a blaze powder here. And we didn't get one here. I think it's because this one, we need to set something here. Oh, actually we were right. So it was set correctly and it works. Perfect. Alright guys, I think I'll call it quits here. I'm going to make the diamond spikes to go here, but I'm going to need to go mining a little bit because I don't have enough yet. And that should be it. All that's missing for this cage is just the spikes, the diamond spikes. Well guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to call it quits here and say thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.